"What do you think?" asked Marcus. He had just emerged from the back room of his store. He was covered from head to foot in red fur. A big, bushy white beard covered most of his face, and pillows were stuffed beneath his jacket to make him look fat. "How do I look?"
"Like a black human with a fake beard and pillows under his belt."
"Maybe you should try wearing the suit."
"You kidding? I'm skinnier than you are."
"We need somebody who's naturally fat," said Marcus.
"And bearded."
"And it wouldn't hurt if he were green." It was at that moment that Splim walked through the door. "Hey, Splim," Marcus greeted. "We don't usually get to see you this far north."
"I have a lot of time on my hands today," said the chef. "I'm supposed to be making preparations for the Solstice feast, but I can't."
"Why not?" Splim hesitated.
"There's been a problem," was all he would say.
"We're having a problem, too," said Marcus. "We need somebody to play the part of Shanar-Kallas at this year's Solstice party."
"Guys, I'm going to be cooking the whole time. Besides which, who in the world is Shanar-Kallas?" "Oh, come on," said Quargle. "It's only for a little bit, and it's for the kids."
Splim had a soft spot for children. "Well, I guess I could take a break. But you still haven't told me who this Shanar-Kallas is." "He's a very important guy on Solstice," said Marcus, as he ushered Splim into the back room. "By the way, can you do a maniacal laugh?" "Ho, ho, ho!" "He'll have to do." Tse very carefully put his gift in a bright red box and closed the lid. Kara would love this. Into the store came Swallowson, a young reindeer who liked to browse Prijapati's creations. "Hi, Tse," he greeted. "Hi, Swall," replied the beaver. "Hey, it's starting to snow outside," said the reindeer. "You want to go outside and play in it?" "Thanks, but I can't. I have to get ready for Kara's birthday party." "A birthday party? Can I come?" "It's up to Kara, but I'm sure she won't mind." "I should get a present for her. What is she like?" "She likes trains," said Tse, "and dolls, and horses. We have a lot of those things." Swallowson looked around at the many enticing playthings. "I can't afford any of those. I'll have to find something else." Tse saw the reindeer out, then went upstairs to begin brushing his fur. "Thank you for seeing me, Mrs. Weasel," said Booley. "Please, I'm Mrs. Weasel in the classroom. Here you may call me Almac." "Thank you, Almac. I'm Booley, of course." "Yes, I remember you. You're the student from my magic class who kept drawing small animals on his paper. I almost turned you into a pig." "Thank you for not doing that." "Don't thank me. Thank Zib. It was his fidgeting and non-stop talking that earned him the snout instead of you." The weasel took a sip of her chota, not taking her eyes off of Booley. "Now then, what may I do for you?" "It's about my daughter, Kara." "One of the Werebat children, isn't she? The girl with one arm?" "That's her. I was wondering if there was some spell which could restore her missing limb." "Certainly there is, but it would only be temporary." "Why so?" "Because of the simple fact that she is a werebat. In the first place, such deformities do tend to carry over from form to form. It is possible to override that by employing a fully formed template within the spell. However, it would only last until her next transformation." "I don't understand." "Your daughter's missing arm is the result of a birth defect. It must be, or her arm would have regenerated by now. She is a werebat. She must change periodically between bat and Lutin. If she does not, her body will do so on its own. At that time, whatever spell has been placed on her, unless it is of a variety which I absolutely will not employ, will be negated. She will return to one of her two natural forms, and when she does, her arm will once again disappear." "What about a charm? That would make the change permanent, right?" "Yes, but it would be devastating to her health. As I said, she must transform. If she does not, her body could become very ill, even injured. I'm sorry, Booley. I'm afraid there is nothing we can do." "Sitet to base. I'm currently at the Neural Village. The Neurals have got several bonfires going in which they're roasting a large number of meats. cubicle meats. I've also recognized a couple of loaves of bread with Splim's signature cut. It seems that both the Drow elves and the Knurls have taken our food. It gets worse, said a voice on the bracelet. Noribo here. The same thing is happening in Wadogo. How did you get to Wadogo so fast? Asked Saitet. Hardy here, said a third voice. I can't get a really good look from here. I can't get close to the mines because of the Titan security, but it looks like they've got chicken cubes. I think I also see oranges. Good work, everyone. Saitet, do you feel up to flying to Fur Bluffs? Not a problem, sir. Drop in and see if they know anything. Everyone else head on back. Captain, said Noribo, you should be aware that there is severe weather here in Wadogo, and it seems to worsen to the north. There is a good chance that the path will become extremely dangerous. Thank you for the heads up. Aye, sir. Noribo out. Hya! Hya! Shouted Splim, cracking the reins. The goats in front of him merely bleated. I told you this was a dumb idea, said Smallbeard, who owned the animals. You can't pull a sleigh with goats. They're too independently minded. You can crack the reins all day. They'll do what they want. This stinks, said Marcus. Shanar-Kallas can't just walk into the feast. He has to make an entrance. Down the road came Swallowson the reindeer, a small package in his mouth. Walking behind him a short distance were his parents. He looked curiously at the sled, put his package down, and asked, What you doing? We've just been trying to get this sled moving, said Quargle. The goats are being a little stubborn. Oh, you should use reindeer. We reindeer are good at pulling things. The three men exchanged glances as Swallowson went on his way. Good afternoon, said the adult reindeer as they reached Splim and the others. Why are you looking at us like that? How would you like a job? Sopak was finally willing to admit that maybe this was a stupid idea. It was so cold out here, and the wind and the snow were worsening. He'd been forced to abandon his wings and return to Lutin form in order to preserve body heat. His clothes, besides his scarf, were hardly suited to the task this far north. Snowmen be hanged. He didn't care about them any more. Now he just wanted to find some sign of civilization. Huddled against the wind, he wrapped his scarf more tightly around his face and trudged on in what he hoped was the direction of Loskai. Kara was delighted. The house was full of friendly faces, and they were all here to celebrate her birthday. Her father had gotten the cake from the bakers in Bounty, and not only was it beautiful, but it tasted wonderful too. The baker had used a combination of raspberries and chotaberries to produce an exquisite flavor. Swallowson had been welcomed warmly. Kara liked making new friends. Most of the children were werebats, save a couple of ponies and a handful of non-transforming goblins, and of course there was Tse. The gifts were breathtaking. One boy had given her a diamond necklace, another a wind-up bird that really flew. There was a golden flute and an entire set of crystalline pony figures made of glass in every color of the rainbow. When it came Tse's turn to present his gift, Kara opened the box to find an Aquila Queen toy locomotive. But Tse, isn't this your favorite? Asked Kara. Yeah, that's why I wanted you to have it. I can always make another. Kara hugged the beaver. Finally, it was Swall's turn. The reindeer gave Kara his packet. When she opened it, there were 2 small pieces of taffy inside. That's it, said one of the other children. What a jip, said another. A stupid gift from a stupid reindeer, said a third. Everyone was laughing. Tears in his eyes, Swallowson ran out the door. Booley was about to step in when Kara shouted, Stop it! Everyone stopped and stared at the sweet little girl whose green face had become quite red. You're so mean! Today is supposed to be a happy day. Why do you have to make my new friend feel bad? Then she, too, went out the door. Swallowson sat on the porch sniffing and trying not to cry. I'm sorry I gave you a bad present, he told Kara. It's all I could afford. I only had a penny. Kara put her hand on the reindeer's shoulder. Really? Swallowson lowered his head and nodded. My family doesn't have a lot of money. You gave up all the money you had to buy a present for me? Uh-huh. Kara embraced Swallowson in a one-armed hug. That's so sweet. Everyone else gave me expensive presents because their parents are really rich. But you gave me everything you had. That's why I like your present best. You do? Uh-huh. I'm going to eat one piece of candy, and then I'll save the other to remind me of you forever.